What's up? I'm Isaac.
What's up? I'm Brian, and we're in Knocked Loose.
You're watching Records of My Life. What's up, man? How you doing?
Thanks so much for being on the show. All good?
Yeah,
Everything's
great.
good.
So what's new and exciting in the world of...
For Knocked Loose, what's going on is right now we're on our album release tour. We just put out a new record called A Different Shade of Blue a couple weeks ago. And so right now we're just playing a bunch of these new songs for the first time and just seeing how everything's going. Really excited to be back in Vancouver.
And congratulations on that. Did you guys work with any outsiders on the album or collaborate with anyone else?
We recorded it with our friend Will Putney in New Jersey. He did our last record as well.
Will work on any other albums that inspired you to work with him? What was...
He's done a bunch in genre.
Yeah.
That we mess
Every
with.
Time I Die,
Yeah.
he's worked with.
Yeah.
He's worked with
Bunch of
Gojira.
ooh yeah.
from France.
Counterparts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of
Counterparts,
friends
Stick to-
bands
yeah.
too, like Stick to Your Guns, Counterparts, a bunch of bands that we've toured with. He's kind of in the friend group. He was already in the friend group.
That's
so
great. Is there a favorite album which he's worked on, which you guys...
That's hard.
Mine would be Low Teens by Every Time I Die.
Probably mine too. Yeah, every time on that record for sure.
Tell us where you guys are from these days.
We all still live in Oldham County in Kentucky. It's like 20-30 minutes outside Louisville, towards Cincinnati. We're all still located there.
Hence the Oldham shirts in the
Yeah,
video.
very
In the
much
video
so.
for one of your tracks. What band would you say, what was the Craigslist band, hardcore band, like which record kind of really brought you guys together?
I think it depends on
When you were alive.
because
how old you are.
there were a lot of bands in the 90s from Louisville, like hardcore bands that kind of broke out of Louisville.
By the Grace of God.
By the Grace of God, Endpoint, Guilt.
yeah.
But then like our generation, bands like Another Mistake, Written Off, bands like that are like important to us. A lot more important to like people from Louisville than people outside of Louisville.
Those are the bands that I'd say have more of an influence on us directly. If you're going to ask me a record, there's a 7-inch called Lies for Lust by the band Another Mistake. That's probably what got me into Louisville hardcore in general. Yeah.
Was there an album when you were really younger, when I guess probably around high school, when you thought this was the moment, the album that changed your life, when you knew you wanted to play in a rock band?
I feel like there's a couple different ones. I would say Iowa by Slipknot was definitely a huge eye-opener for me. The first time I ever wanted to play music, I would say As I Lay Dying's first album made me want to play guitar, and I actually got a guitar for Christmas. I obviously didn't stick with it, or that's probably what I would be doing now. But that really, really made me want to be in a band.
For me, it's probably growing up. It's probably predates high school, but growing up, it was all about Metallica because my dad was a huge Metallica fan, and hearing those old Metallica records is what got me into playing guitar. So I'd say that was probably a huge influence on me. That and like the first Korn record back in the day, and then once I started getting into hardcore, stuff like Converge, Jane Doe, the first Hatebreed record. Those are all records that kind of got me into playing, hardcore music.
What about a record live? What record would you love? Because a lot of bands have been, I don't know about in the hardcore scene, but a lot of indie rock bands have reunited and they've played their...
It's going on.
biggest-
It's going on here too. Yeah, it's going on here too.
Yeah, I feel like it's a hard question to ask because if I see a band, there's more than likely stuff in their catalog that I would like to see other than just one specific record.
I'm just gonna go easy. I'm gonna go Hatebreed Satisfaction. I'm just gonna say the first Hatebreed fully. just because,
Which is a tour that they've done.
which is a tour that they've done, but I didn't see it. It's also different because
I'm gonna say one that a lot of people are gonna think is funny, and it is kind of funny. I'm gonna say Emmure, Goodbye to the Gallows. I would like to see that record because they don't play those songs anymore.
yeah, I'd say like I would love to see that old Hatebreed record. Any of those old Metallica records would be sick. I'm gonna go and say because I don't know if they could pull it off, but I'm gonna say Metallica and Justice for All, which is like the first and my favorite Metallica record and the first one I really got into. It's like every song is like 8 minutes long and they're all heavy as fuck. I'm gonna say that one because I don't know if they can still pull it off, but if they can, it'd be sick. Yeah.
Awesome, excellent. I know I love to read the gig posters too.
Yeah.
Just looking around, it's great fun, isn't it? It's distracting. It's great fun.
This band's from Louisville right here.
Yeah.
Which one?
Slint.
This band's
Oh,
Slint's
they're
from
great.
Louisville.
They were
Yeah.
amazing. David Pajot.
It's from our hometown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot they were from that. That was a landmark album.
Yeah.
Them with their swimming. What's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I don't
the name
remember
of
the
it.
name. I just
But that
know the
album
movie.
art is like, I feel like it's very like iconic album art.
That's a noisy. That's a real super. That was spawned. What year did that record come out?
Like 96, I think.
That's so ahead of its time.
Yeah.
I did see that. Sorry, it's not about me, this show. It's about you. But I did see most. They played when they toured in Europe. I saw they played most of the record live, and it was just fucking incredible.
That's
Yeah,
sick.
that's awesome.
But guys, 2 more questions. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Yeah,
really
of course,
appreciate
of course.
it. This show is all about you, the artists, and the records that inspire you. So but the last 3 questions are fun. We like to ask weed, water, or wine to write or listen to your favorite record.
Water. Neither of us smoke or drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. so-
I also pretty much specifically drink water.
yeah.
I do it. It makes up for my terrible eating habits.
I'm trying to quit soda.
Yeah.
I've been trying to quit for years now, but
Yeah.
neither of us smoke or drink.
Huge fan of water.
Cup of coffee with any artist, dead or alive. Musician, obviously.
I'm gonna say one of my favorite guitarists growing up was someone that my dad introduced me to. My dad was all about blues just as much as he was rock and metal shit growing up. And I'd probably want to just... There's this dude named Robert Johnson. He's one of my favorite guitar players of all time. And he's terrifying. His music is scary. Pictures of him are scary. His backstory is scary. And I would just like to have a conversation with him just to see if he's as scary as I think he is. Because his music sounds freaky. His, like, seeing pictures of him, they're all in black and white, and he literally looks possessed. He's one of those, like, probably, like, sold his soul to the devil guitar players.
That's the big
Yeah.
mistake, right?
Yeah, that's the big thing. And so I'd probably just be like, hey, man, did you actually do that? Is that something you actually did? So, yeah, I'm going to say that guy because he had a huge influence on me playing guitar growing up. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Guys, thanks so much for being on the show. We'd like to ask all our guests for some words of wisdom to close it out or advice for our audience. Anything you got?
Start a band.
Start a band. Buy music.
Yeah.
It's so
Buy
easy
it.
to stream nowadays, but when I started touring, I started collecting vinyl, and I think that it's one of the coolest things that I could have done because it gives you a whole new appreciation for how hard somebody worked on something.
Yeah.
And
Buy
it's fun.
music. Start a band. Create something. Take pictures or, write. Even it doesn't matter. Write reviews. Write, like start a zine, something like that. All of it helps, and it feels good to do it. So,
Excellent. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe.
And if you're really feeling it, please hit us up on Patreon. Cheers.